Hi, my name's Phebe Fidge, and I'm a marine ecologist based in Wollongong. So I work as a technical officer for the Blue Carbon Lab based at Deakin University, and we use freshwater and coastal wetlands to fight climate change and also support biodiversity. Ecology is the study of relationships between living things and their environment, or how they fit into natural systems. If you don't understand how a change in that system might affect other parts of the system, it leads to disharmony in the system. You have something unexpected happen, something unfavorable happen. All of these things have to be considered. Wetlands in their nature are very complex. They have all of these interacting forces and components. There are influences from the land, there are influences from the sea, and then you just throw humans into the picture and things get a whole lot more complicated. Restoring wetlands on private lands is multifaceted. You have to consider the environmental, sociocultural, and economic factors that are going to influence the success of that project. But you also need consent and support from landholders and traditional owners, which means we have to understand their value systems and why they might want to participate in a project. And on top of that, projects have to be economically feasible. So we have to justify why we would use a particular section of land over a more profitable land use, for example, grazing. We've seen what happens when we use a really simple solution to a problem that requires that systems thinking. And I use wetland restoration as an example. So mangrove seedlings just wash away from beaches that weren't suitable for restoration. Or maybe landholders allow their sheep to graze salt marshes that would benefit a lot from those sheep being excluded if only they understood the value of those systems. Simple solutions just don't work. They just don't work. These are complex systems and they have complex solutions. I noticed there's a lot of misinformation circulating within my community about the offshore wind farms along the East Coast, but I didn't feel that I knew enough about the industry to discredit the slander that was happening all around me. And so even though renewable energy isn't my usual area of expertise, I do know how to do meaningful research and think critically. And so I use these skills to go through the scientific literature and find the information I was missing, and then try and summarize that information in a digestible format so that other people could have the same confidence in what they were reading. My original title for the article was how a systems perspective may unify thinking on offshore wind. And that is what we were trying to do with the article. We were trying to reach people from all different disciplines, whether they had a background in science or not, or engineering or social science, and to deliver the information in a way that was approachable. Because there's no such thing as people who are not smart enough to grasp information. If people are unable to grasp information, that's on the scientist because they haven't communicated it effectively. Some of the environmental considerations for offshore wind development in the article, just to give examples, were things like noise pollution and navigation risk for whales, with risk to seabirds and potential effects on local fish populations as well. Many of those arguments were just plain false. For example, that wind farms kill whales. So I think the underlying issue is that people hang out in echo chambers where their own ideas and perspectives are amplified. And it's so important to break free from this, whether it means moving outside the social media filter bubble where you get your daily news, or just talking to people outside of your social circles and family. Creating a large-scale renewable energy project of this kind would decrease our reliance on coal and create an amazing economic opportunity for the Illawarra, whilst also supporting rapid action against climate change, which is desperately needed. you can leave school knowing that you've learned how to think about a problem, how to use that framework of environmental, socio-cultural, economic considerations, and really think about a problem from different angles to come up with the best outcome, that's something you will use in your career, that's something you'll use in your everyday life, and it will make you a better human being.